living a life of pleasure, living a life on your terms. And this guy is particularly emotionally manipulative for an idea of what you got to do to bring in the money. They will never understand. Actual connection starts to happen. Hello, Cancer. Thank you so much for being with me today. I'm Michelle B, and I'm going to read the cards, the tarot cards for you, to talk about your prospects for love and money in the near future. Whenever you find this video, that's when you were meant to see it and get the messages that I have here for you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, the reading's not for you. That's what it comes down to. So starting out, let's just talk about the main themes that are coming up in the near future, and then we'll work our way into the love and the money in detail. So first of all, we've got the main theme coming up in the near future is the world. This is you ready to do things in a different way, ready to be living a life of pleasure, living a life on your terms. Okay? You're like, I think I can do this. I think I can do things in a different way. But now I'm getting a little bit of a backstory. When I'm pulling up the supporting cards, I'm like, oh, what's been going on with Cancer this whole time that's leading them to the point where they're like, I'm ready for something better. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to live the life of my dreams because I've got what to leave behind. This King of Cups comes up several times throughout the reading. And if you watch it through the whole thing, you'll see this guy crop up a few times. This could be a father figure kind of person. It's typically the court cards in the tarot represent personalities. And this guy is particularly emotionally manipulative, whether he intends to or not. Some people learn how to emotionally manipulate just as a survival mechanism, just so that they can feel safe. So they will try to control someone else in order for them to feel like they're not going to be abandoned. People that tell you that you're not good enough, essentially. The world is harder than you think it is. You don't realize you're naive. They're telling you that you don't have what it takes to make it on your own. What are they giving to you? You're living life on their terms. You're not living life on your terms. So this is the backstory that I'm picking up from the whole thing. You're like, I'm ready to do things my way because what you've been telling me is good for me actually hasn't been working. You have been doing things on your own. Don't get me wrong. You have been doing things on your own this whole time to do things without like a rubber stamp of approval from anyone else. I don't know anybody else who's done what I want to do. So what to embrace for the near future? It's the Strength card is here to say you got to break out of your comfort zone even when it's scary. It's like, ready or not, it's time to go. This lady is your higher self, the source, the universe. See that infinity symbol there? It symbolizes some higher knowledge that's comforting you. This is your animal instinct, the ego that's like, I've never done that before and I don't know anybody else is doing it and nobody's telling me it's a good idea, right? I don't know what to do. I'm scared. And the lady is comforting you and saying, I will guide you. It's okay. That's your higher self. I will guide you. I know, you know, we know what's good for us, and I'll take you there. So next I'm going to move into talking about the money and then the love, but I also have some supportive cards that I pulled to get a feel for what the vibe of the whole energy of the reading is. See this whole collection of cards that came up. There's you with the moon being like, I don't know what's real and what's not. This is kind of like the past, and it's still lingering in your subconscious mind. It's like, I wish it would just be easy. I wish everything was easier than it seems. You've gotten this narrative either from the media or from the circles you've been running around with, from your family, like the long-term legacy narrative has been, it's hard to live the life of your dreams. You either have to have it already set for you, those lucky jerks already had it all set up for them, and then it was easy for them, or you have to work really, really, really hard. I'm here to tell you, sweetheart, you do not have to work really hard to live the life of your dreams. All you have to do is go straight to the life of your dreams. And it doesn't even necessarily take money to do it. So money's nice. Money is part of the life of my dreams. This is the knight, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles is saying, I wish I had just some easy inspiration. I wish I had an easy path to take me where I want to go in an easy way. And that message is here for you, saying You just do it. Baby steps. What can I do today? This morning, I wake up and I say, what little thing can I do to support the life of my dreams? What little thing can I do? One of the things is I want to go to Greece, right? So I'm like, I'm going to research a little bit about the places to stay in Greece, manifesting that feeling day after day after day. Baby steps, building up, building up, building up. When it becomes normalized, it becomes comfortable, okay? These messages are for you, Cancer, specifically about money. So the Queen of Swords, this is how you're reflecting on yourself. There's a little bit of like a tough love kind of thing going on in your mind when you're just kind of hanging out by yourself thinking about, this is what I want, this is what I want. But there's a transition in the way that you speak to yourself, like choosing a better way to speak to yourself. It's saying, okay, now I'm going to be soft and gentle and say, I'm going to lead the way, but you have to do what I say. This Queen of Swords is, you have to do what I say, even if you don't want to. This will get you where you need to go. Because you're getting a little bit tough with yourself and saying, I'm going to save you now. I'm going to guide you. You're okay, but you've got to do what I say. That's you talking to yourself. You've got to do what I say. So when those little messages come up, those little intuitive downloads, those little inspirations, there's the magician saying, when the inspirations come up for an idea of what you got to do to bring in the money, where you've got to apply to work, who you've got to talk to, ideas you've got to promote, things like that, whenever those come up, you have to follow them. Even if they don't make sense, even if it means getting out of your comfort zone, you've got to do it. And sometimes it means no one is going to understand where you're coming from and what you're up to. People are going to be like, why are you doing it that way? You're doing it that way because you don't want to live on other people's terms anymore. You don't want to have to explain yourself, and you don't, they will never understand. They will never understand that these people are kind of miserable. They're lovely people, of course, but they're miserable because they live according to the status quo of not having enough, of always living in scarcity. You're like, I'm done with that. I don't want to live that way anymore. And so that means you have to do things on your own a little bit. But when you're not running on other people's narrative, and instead you're working on those divine downloads, there's the divine downloads, and acting on them, things are going to change. If you're doing things in the same old way all the time, they will always stay the same. You have to change the way you do things. And then we got that 9 of Cups. It was in reverse to remind you, make sure to do your gratitude affirmations every day. Okay, sweetie? Make sure you do those gratitude affirmations. So we're asking for help. Please send me the intuitive downloads. You can pray all day long, every day, about every little stupid thing, and you will get the messages and you will be guided. It is the fast track. Prayer, asking for a miracle about every little thing is the fast track to bringing in what you want. So make sure and do your prayers. Say, please guide me to da 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 da. The downloads are going to come in. You're going to act on them. You're not going to talk about it with people who don't get it. And then every time a little miracle comes in, you're going to be grateful for it. Now, that is the easy way to success. That's not working hard, right? It's not. It's getting a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it's not hard. Okay, so finally we're going to move on to love, finding out what's going on with love. So when I'm looking at these 3 cards, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, there's that King of Cups in reverse that I talked about before, and then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. On first glance, I'm not seeing a big old love message coming in, right? But what I see is that when you clear out the garbage from the past by empowering yourself in all other aspects of your life, something good is going to come in. So I am going to pull a couple of clarifiers. So first of all, we're saying this guy was right in the middle of the set. for your love messages. And he was talked about being left behind at the beginning of the reading, saying this attitude that you picked up from your significant attachment traumas of your childhood. So if you're female, it could be the masculine. It's like the energy of the masculine parental figure. However they treated you, you're still attached to that, and that's why things don't work out so well for you in your relationships, because you're still trying to make that person treat you right, make that person treat you with love and honor and respect. And that's why things aren't working so well. So you're turning it around. You're detaching from the need to be with that person at all, to please that person at all. Instead, you're working on you, right? And you're speaking up for you, even if it means that you have to be alone, right? Or just not talking. You're not talking about you or hanging out with other people if you don't feel like they meet your standards. As you're working on you, let's get a little clarifier here. As you're working on you, what kinds of prospects do we have coming in? Ooh, I like this. I like what's just come up. We got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a positive sign, but it's slow and steady. And I like it reflecting with the Page of Pentacles. It's like as you're working on yourself, you're materializing more and more positive attention, right? And then actual connection starts to happen with people, and you get deeper and deeper. You allow yourself to be more and more vulnerable with potential sweethearts, and that's what brings in the love. Because before, you were not vulnerable. You're scared. You're scared of being hurt in the same way again and again, that the same way that all of these relationships have worked out in the past. That's what you thought they were all going to end up with, and so you had your shell up, you had your crab shell on. And becoming more vulnerable because you feel safe in yourself, knowing that you will always be okay no matter what, because you can take care of you, is going to lead to something really, really nice, okay? And it's just like, I'm not going to let anybody else control me ever again. And that's what is going to lead to you feeling safe. I feel safe. This is your mantra for your love messages, is I feel safe always because I can stand up for myself. Okay, I can stand up for myself, so I always feel safe. And that's what's going to bring in the love, because you're always going to be like, yep, I'm fine. You're going to be really attractive that way. Okay, thank you, Cancer, for being with me today. Those were all of your love and money messages. If you loved it, make sure and go down to the description box below this video, where you will find links to my Instagram. You'll find a link to drop me a tip if you really love this reading, and you will find my email address if you want a private consultation on your own issues. We'll help you bring in the money, help you bring in the love, get you the direct messages you need to hear. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, Cancer. Thanks. Bye.